77 kilogram was a weight category because I'm always training, I'm always fit, I'm always sparring. I walk around about that weight anyway, 83, 84, so 77, whenever I fought at 77, no cut, like literally nothing, no carbohydrate cut, nothing, so 77 kilo was easy. And then basically Adam, my coach, was like, certain things happened and I become a full-time professional fighter. I don't work no more, all I do is fight. And everyone's goal is to go to above and beyond where they started, so to speak. So 70 kilogram for me was the weight, because I've never ever needed to cut weight, even on this one, like, because my body fat's always been low and I hold a lot of muscle. Easy, no problem at all. I'm still eating carbs now, do you know what I mean? So, and then the other bonus for me is I've always sparred bigger lads than me, I've always fought bigger lads than me, and no one's ever been able to outmuscle me at 77 kilo. So at 70 kilo, I just feel like, without trying to sound like an idiot, but I just feel like it's the best me. So yeah, I'm happy about fighting at 70 kilo. This is my weight category that I'll always stay at now, because I'm a full-time fighter. So for me, this is like my first fight. In my head, this is my first fight. This is my first fight to show people what I can do when I'm actually training full-time, not part-time, not quarter-time, because that's what I've done throughout my career. That's all I've done.
So up until now, looking at your career here, your professional career,
Yeah.
and looking at that record, a 5-1 record,
Yeah.
You've been a part-time, let's call it a weekend warrior fighter.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh my word.
100%. I like I said, I get to the gym in the morning at 5. Me and my brother Kev done that for nearly 11 years. Train, shower, open the gym, and then I'm working till 9 o'clock at night. That could be anything. That teaching classes, coaching classes, running around. Then you got your family life, etc. And that's how I've done all my camps, trying to fit everything in. This camp, I've done nothing but train. That's it. Sleep, eat, so the swear word, and train. You know what I mean? That's all I've done. And that's what I'm saying to you. This for me is my first fight again, but my first fight at being a professional. It's where other lads have had the time and the what's the word that I'm looking for? They've had it good. They can go train, eat, go back to sleep, do whatever they want. I've never had that. I've trained, sparred, then I've had to teach, then I've had to mop the floors, do this, do that. I'm a hands-on guy, so for this camp it's just been enjoyable.
And looking at that fight record, I mean, we look at all but one of your 5 wins have been early finishes. I mean, the latest you've actually had to go in is sort of late in the second round,
Yeah.
if that.
Yeah.
And that's, once again, let's reiterate, as a part-time fighter, if I may use that term, part-time professional, can we
Yeah.
call you that? Now, first fight, wow, I'm still a little bit blown away that this is going to be your first full-time professional fight.
Yeah.
Really, really looking forward to seeing you in the cage if that's what we've witnessed thus far. But
Yeah.
that being said, you're coming up against a guy who's been a professional fighter for nigh on 30 fights.
Yeah.
You know what you're coming up against, a
100%.
guy that loves to stand just like you.
100%.
Looking at your background, for those that don't know, Joe Cummins is is a former British K1 champion as well as the ECFC welterweight champion. So, like Martin said a week ago, literally a week to the day, you may only have 6 odd professional MMA fights, but you come with a world of combat sport experience.
Yeah, 100%. Like I respect Martin. He's the most experienced EFC fighter there is, and that's why I want the challenge. You know what I mean? He's a dangerous guy, and I don't want to fight nobody that's not on that level, because that's where I believe I am. But he 100% knows that my record does not show my experience. I've cornered 30 UFCs. I've coached UFC fighters, Bellator, Cage Warriors. The list could go on. I've sparred all over the world. I've done this. The only reason my record doesn't show how good I am is because I've been an inactive fighter, because I've always put my gym, my work, and other fighters first. So where he's been active and been able to show the world what he's about. I haven't. One fight a year is like good for me because I love fighting, but I always had a thing where it was like, but I love helping people, and like people sometimes call me mad, but I like to see other people succeed. So for the last 11 years, even though my partner and probably everyone around me has always said you need to do for yourself, it's only just come now. So for me, like I said, I want to see how I perform being a full-time fighter. I'm like, the way I feel now compared to the way I felt on other fight camps, it's like a completely
different person.
Different. The old me be the new me. Yeah, even if the new me's having like the worst day ever, blows the old me away in like 2 seconds. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm in the best possible physical, mental, whatever shape you want to call it. You know what I mean? I'm there.
Well, I mean, for Martin van Staden also, he's also recently dropped down, let's call it in the last year and a half, down to the lightweight division.
Yeah.
Put on some of his best fights as a lightweight.
Yeah.
You're coming into this lightweight fight, let's call it as a debut.
Yeah.
Brand new man, brand new fighter.
Definitely.
Both of you seem to be of the same sort of mindset that lightweight is your space.
Yeah.
So I think the fans are going to be in for a cracker come next Saturday night.
For fans, definitely. You know what I mean? For fans, it's a fight to watch. Do you know what I mean? Everybody knows how good the EFC is. Everybody knows what to expect. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I'm just excited. Like honestly, like I've trained for 12 weeks, 3 times a day, and I just will on that day portray that 12 weeks, 3 times a day.
You're looking very calm. I mean, I must admit,
Always calm.
I've interviewed a lot of fighters, and I get a sense behind the facade. You get the sense that they're anxious. They want to get stuck into the K. I get this distinct impression that, listen, right now everything's cool. I'm so chill. I just 8 days. If it comes, it comes. It's cool.
Yeah. The thing is with fighting in mixed martial arts is, my best way to describe it is you showing somebody that you're more skilled than them. Inevitably, you're trying to do whatever you're trying to do each other, but it comes down to skill. It comes down to how much gym time you put in it. It comes down to how much training you've done, how much effort. But when you know yourself, what you've put in to yourself, if you're not calm and you're not in the mindset where you're thinking of thinking, I know, because I've coached hundreds of fighters, you've been cheating, mate. You've been doing something you shouldn't have been doing. You had that chips that your missus was eating on the other plate. You seen the dinosaurs that your kids having with the beans, and you thought, no one ain't looking. You understand what I mean? So for me, I don't cut corners. Like I've never done that. So I'd like to say I'm not confident in the sense of in my demeanour. I just know what it takes to be the best you can be. And like, I've seen lads do good, I've seen lads do bad, I've seen lads do okay, I've seen lads do lucky things, and etc, etc. But when you get a fighter and you coach them and you know they've done everything right, it's hard. It's only God can stop you then. You know what I mean? That's it. And that's what I genuinely believe, and that's my faith's always been the same.
Joe, you spoke a couple of times just before the break about how much you like fighting, how much fighting's in your blood, how much you've been there for others. What got you into combat sports?
As a kid, my mum brought me up on her own. I used to like football, and then you see a couple of films, Jean-Claude Van Damme, all the usual sort of stuff, and then my mum took me to a karate club, and then that was kind of it. I think I've done everything. I think I've done boxing, I've done wrestling, I've done jiu-jitsu, I've done taekwondo, I've done kung fu, I've done laugar, I've done everything. I lived in Ireland for a long time as well. This is when it kind of become them martial arts that I've just called out, well, some of them were more traditional, but when it became real for me is when I started school in Ireland, in Dublin, and I was like the only black kid in the school, and it was a tough time for me, and my mum took me to a boxing gym. That was it then. I went up a first few punches in the face, and I realised I was fast, and that was it. And then in 2000 and I think it was 2007, 2008, I'd done a bit of Thai and boxing and everything, and I moved to a MMA gym in Erdington, and I've never looked